The eyes slowly form into a shadow, long-jawed, sharp. That infamous claw, Velociraptor, pops out.
Was that Velociraptor?
What do you mean there was a raptor?
Yes.
Everybody get in the car now,
And then you hear the thump of another landing on the roof and gives a distress call. And you see the eye glow of several raptors nipping and biting at the wheels. It is an extraordinarily frightening thing to witness civilization, human technology, snuffed out like a candle. But this is the current fate of Isla San Pedro. The island is swathed in darkness, shadows, large figures that once ruled the earth appear to rule again. Save, of course, for the singular green light, ping, ping, pinging atop the aviary, the last contact to the outside world. However, one other light glows in this park. Dimly lit lanterns scattered across the floor of a ranger's nest as we look around at the only known survivors of the prehistoric park incident. Amy, you've managed to bring these wayward guests into a slightly less traumatized state. I mean, as good as you can when one of your colleagues was consumed by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. How are you feeling?
I think Amy has gone into like fix-it mode where she's like pushing her emotions back, like she needs to get through like this situation right now, so like survival is key and obviously trying to keep other people alive too, but is definitely trying to figure out how to get the power back on and then how to get everyone back into their respective cages.
That's all you can hope, right? That the power is going to miraculously snap back to life and everyone's going to walk back into their cages. No big problem. But you know that's not perfect. You have an idea of how to solve the situation, but it's a difficult task. Your gaze turns to the window. Lightning once again silhouetting the aviary. A flash of a wing or maybe a tree that's fallen in the storm. But that's a future thought. Right now, you return to your charges. Luis, we look at your hands as you cradle possibly the only weapon amongst your group of survivors that isn't held by a professional. How are you feeling, Louis?
I'm a little tired. I mean, it's late. didn't really get a nap with that helicopter ride and then everything. But I mean, it's fine. My knees hurt. Well, I guess we're in danger, but things are pretty good. I'm fairly confident we'll be fine. Thinking about if I can pay the ranger $1 million to ditch the e-girls and get me somewhere safe, but I think they'd need the cash right then, and I don't really have that much on me. I've got about $60K taped to my thigh, but I wasn't able to bring any. I'm doing fine.
Let's hope that didn't get soaked through. A tropical storm is nothing to shake a stick at.
I will, though.
You will, though. You're a man of your word, Louis Alaris. Speaking of e-girls, Millie, how are you handling this? You just watched a childhood hero devoured by T-Rex, and presumably that'll be your fate unless you get to the top of a 400-something foot tower.
Millie is doing her best to keep things together. This is fine. We've come through worse crises than this. She is rather noisily making her way through some breathing exercises, definitely to cover up the fact that she is getting winded. She's not exactly the most athletic, but she is very mindful, or at least that is what she's trying to do. Every time something moves or jumps around her, she jumps a little bit and then has a little nervous laugh as things go along.
Very mindful, and not like you're gonna run out of breath running from a T-Rex, right? She's full. She's not gonna come looking for you now, right? Kit, are you also doing breathing exercises? Seems to be all the rage nowadays, or at least here on Isla San Pedro.
Yeah, I mean, I think breathing exercises are for like old people. I don't think that like there's any like need to like, I mean, like I know how to breathe, right? Like I don't need to like practice my breathing. I'm not 100% sure what Millie's doing. Maybe in her old age, she's just forgotten. I don't know, but it's fine. I am definitely nervous though, and I think there's part of me that's just kind of like on my phone trying to get any amount of signal that I can. It's obviously not working, so I am 100% going to be just like filming like little clips and stuff, and you know, taking video of what's going on, just in case that I ever get cell signal, and you know, I can have these uploaded to the cloud for posterity's sake. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure
Very
it's fine.
forward thinking. Yeah, it'll be fine. Wonder if they'll use those videos during your funeral video.
I am built different. I don't plan on dying here though, so.
Of course, how could someone with an affiliate bathwater band ever die?
I mean, honestly, like like I said, like at the beginning, like I have lizards at home, so like these are just like bigger versions of those. So it's basically the same thing. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Basically the same thing. Amy, you have to plot a path through this park. That aviary is on the other side. But there is one thing you know for certain. In your studies, when you were figuring out how one prey species avoided extinction, how one predator succeeded over all else, being small is what brought you here, what brought mammals to this point. How ironic that they've resurrected their predators. You're gonna have to stick to the paths. But first, you're gonna need to bring along your little gaggle of goslings to make sure they don't go wandering into the shadowy forest. 50 miles is a long way after all.
That is a long way. Amy turns to everybody else. Is everyone like in a group, or are you guys all about to like wander off?
I think we're getting our bearings a little bit after seeing Ranger Richard or whatever go down.
I'm not super interested in going anywhere else. I thought that we were safe inside our rooms, so having to like leave kind of feels dumb, especially because like theoretically dinosaurs can't open doors. Why can't we just stay in our rooms until things pass? I don't understand why we're here. I'd like to just be back in my room and try and just let this all pass. And I will definitely voice that to anybody who asks. But no, I'm not wandering off. Are you kidding?
So, first of all, a raptor could probably open the door. They're pretty smart. Especially if they knew that some food was in there by themselves without a pack to protect them.
Could they use a key card, do you think?
No.
Because that could solve all our problems.
Amy goes to like start like answering and then just no. Okay. Goes back
What about like furniture in front of a door? Like I don't like why couldn't we just like lock ourselves in the bathroom? Like put a whole bunch of stuff between us and them. I mean,
you're gonna move a bed and furniture all by yourself?
Yeah, the National Guard. The National Guard is coming, right?
Yeah.
Like we have someone coming for us. They know we're here, so
Let me be
come
real
and
clear.
get us.
No one is coming for us.
No, sorry.
There is no outside emergency system. We are not tied to any government body out here. We're sort
in
of
a
off
country.
the grid. Yeah,
we're in a country though. They have like planes and military and stuff, so they should like just fly something in.
the way in which we acquired this land is questionable at best. So
Louis starts wrapping a belt around his knuckles.
he's got the right idea. All right. As long as we stick together, everybody is going to be in charge of looking a certain direction. All right? I'm going to be looking forward, navigating us through the park.
okay, well,
really
Millie can look
optimistic
back
if we all
because that's
look
where she's
forward?
living. But
What was that?
I don't know what kind of insult that was, but I know it was something negative. Could we maybe focus on not dying right now, and y'all can get back to whatever catfight you have going on later? So
Millie is
everybody
saying
pick a
that
direction.
Millie is stuck in the past, so like looking backwards is like the best place for her.
Now is not the time. You shouldn't have been born, and yet you're here. So all these things keep happening, like dinosaurs being out, us being within 12 feet of each other. It just keeps happening. So we can keep moving forward.
Are you really proud of that? I'm just curious. Are you like on a scale of 1 to 10, how proud of that sick burn are you?
I, as an old person, loved it.
That's what I thought. Okay, so Amy, you were saying?
She just gives like a long sigh and just starts walking.
So he wants to go in 4 different directions?
Okay. But wait, what do we do if we see something?
If you don't want to die, follow me.
Okay.
Well,
And she starts heading towards the generator.
Millie starts following behind with her little slippers slipping on the foliage as it's going through. Okay, but question, what do we do if we see something? Because you said to keep looking around in places.
If you see
do we have
something, no, good question. If you see something, you're going to whisper to me that you see something. You're going to immediately stop moving, and we're going to crouch down. Also, you're going to move faster if you take those slippers off, because they're just going to slow you down at this point. They're basically wearing water shoes.
Won't it take us multiple days to walk 50 miles versus if we just get like a Jeep?
Wait,
Ideally, we're going to try and get one of the carts and hope that they're charged up.
What about the
Because I think
rideable
about
dinosaurs?
50 miles. Like, is that he's just throwing out numbers, right? Like, there's, like, you don't expect us to, like, walk 50 miles by foot, right?
No, you could get eaten, in 1 mile if you really want.
Thankfully, the vehicle port is not too far away from the ranger's nest. All you gotta do is just walk about half of city block. Shouldn't be too far, right? As long as you keep your eyes peeled.
I can drive a helicopter.
That actually might be useful. All right, the carport should be over this way. Like I said, everyone please try and stay quiet. If you see something, let me know immediately and stop moving. She's leading everyone
Carport.
towards the carport.
Ponchos in hand and nervously spreading over each other, you head out into the darkness. The moon has shown her face. Thankfully, you're not totally engrossed in shadow just yet. But it is an entirely different world when it is encased in shadow. Amy, would you make a roll for me?
Say no. Say no, Amy.
Abby, can I choose no?
I mean, you could just choose to fail. It's only just one more candle going out, right?
Okay, so this is bad. I got 1 6 and 2 1s, so that's bad.
So that is no successes. The good news is, I also rolled a success. 1.
No, that's bad. That's bad for me.
Well, it's great for me, so it'll be fine. Amy, you know this park like the back of your hand. Even in darkness, even in flooding state, you're able to slosh through mud, over paved paths and dirt walkways. And you see the faint shine of an automobile. You're close. Just gotta hope it's full of gas, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you go and check?
Okay.
Should we each take a different vehicle so we don't all get eaten in one spot like a can of beans?
Are there multiple vehicles here?
Yes.
There are multiple vehicles. The same golf carts that you use to travel across the park in quick succession. However, only one has a half tank of fuel.
Okay. Unfortunately, most of them don't have any fuel left. They kind of conserve that a bit. And yeah, she's going to head over to the one that she thinks has half a tank left.
Are all of you keeping watch?
Yeah, of course. We're supposed to be on the lookout for things that could eat us.
Not at all.
Millie is, but Millie's also jumping at every sort of sound, though. So her
Good.
keeping watch is very much darting around.
Definitely some Scooby-Doo antics. Maybe Millie, as you're jumping about as a leaf shakes too quickly, you bump into Kit, who's doing very diligent work watching out for dinosaurs. You fall on each other, mud covering your clothes. It's just part of survival.
Oh, collab.
I look at Millie and I just say, I'm going to feed him to a dinosaur the first chance I get.
Kit, the power's off, right?
Yeah?
You got your phone flashlight on?
No, because that's kind of like a beacon, right? Like,
I think I did say last game for everybody to turn off the lights.
Okay, yeah, so the glowing pair of lights from the foliage aren't your phone, right?
no, definitely not. Definitely not. And I just start like batting at Millie's arm and just very quietly like, Millie, what is it? What? Why are you whispering?
The eyes slowly form into a shadow, long-jawed, sharp. That infamous claw, Velociraptor, pops out. The bright blue foliage indicates that this was the female you'd seen earlier. Her eyes, still glowing, she cocks her head to the side. She's trying to figure out if you're worth going after. Amy, how's that car going?
Has anyone said anything to me? I'm checking the
I think
car.
I'm helping Amy, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet or heard
Someone's
anything
gonna hold
yet.
the flashlight, right?
How are we supposed to say anything? We're supposed to be quiet. I know.
I guess I'm like revving it to life at this point and gonna try and drive it over.
Yeah, just give it a little, there you go, too loudly.
Millie, in that moment, trying to remember with a shaking hand, sticks her hand out and makes the fist to make them stop where they are.
Hey, Millie, want to make a roll for me?
Oh,
Roll
God.
to fist that dinosaur.
6 against your 4. Should be fine, right?
It's gonna be fine.
So I have good news for you.
Also,
No successes on my end.
I have one success on my end.
make the
Millie.
dino sit.
Describe how this dinosaur reacts as you give the command for stay.
As Millie sticks her hand out and it's shaking, her eyes wide, she puts her fist out and just goes, "Stay," and then looks to Kit and goes, "Go," and tries to scuttle her away as she is backing up towards where the truck was, from what she saw, or from the direction Amy and them were going.
Millie, you maintain eye contact. I think you watched it in a tiger documentary. Maybe it might have been a Danger of Rick's documentary, actually. You maintain eye contact with the predator, otherwise it's going to activate their hunting instinct. So you back away, fist outstretched, her eyes glowing like embers as she watches you go. You turn your head for a second. The car is right there. And you look back. She's gone. Only darkness in her place. But you have a vehicle now, and it's enough to seat 4. Not anymore, so seems like fate worked out for you in that way.
Ye girls, we downloaded a ride.
Okay, that's great. That's not the fuck up. And they
What?
there was a thing.
You had captions.
There was a velociraptor.
What do you mean there was a raptor?
Yes. There was a
Everybody get in the car now, and she's like, as soon as everyone's in the car, she's taking off.
Shotgun.
Lily's just still holding her fist in the air like it's frozen and is like walking around kind of like this, as if she's going to tell every single velociraptor she sees to stop.
I grab Millie by the arm and like shuttle her into the car because at this point, like, we need to get out of here. And I understand that we're scared, but like, well, we need to move like now.
Also, for the record, if you saw a raptor, that's not the raptor you should be worried about. You should be worried about the 7 others that were probably encircling us. They hunt in packs. There will be one that will be a decoy that you can see, as the other ones you shoot.
That was a decoy.
Probably, but I don't see any others right now. And now we're in a car and we're driving. We're driving in the car. We're in the car driving.
Abby, do these carts have seatbelts?
Oh, they absolutely do. You're not going to risk a suing.
Can I see if anyone did not buckle their seatbelt, just while I look around?
Are you guys following road safety laws?
Yes, absolutely. Are these the cool seat belts?
I'll just make a mental note of that one.
I will too. The engine rumbles to life and you begin at your max speed of 10 miles per hour for your average golf cart.
Good.
You adjust
Probably
your
about
mirrors.
10 miles an hour. Nice.
You adjust your mirror, Amy. And you
Only
catch
take us 5 hours.
only 5 hours, right? Better than staying and dying of dehydration. But as you adjust your mirror, you catch that eye glow again. The alpha female you recognize. Raptors are a matrilineal sort. Then another, and another, and another, until you see 16 pairs of eyes looking back as you drive off into the distance.
Are they pursuing?
We can't fist all of them.
You gotta pay attention to the road, Amy. You can't tell if you're being pursued.
Great. Y'all, are they following us or are they staying where they were?
Are Millie and Kit sitting like, is this like one of those golf carts where we're facing backwards and staring at them?
Oh, 1000%.
Millie has practically climbed Kit like a tree. And it's just in the back of this golf cart.
I'm just petting her because, you know, I expected nothing less. But yeah, can I see them pursuing us from our wonderful perch on this death trap called a fucking golf cart?
Your words never spoken. You don't see anything. Neither the legendary eye glow, nor any shadows skulking along the edges of the road. And Amy, as you're watching road signs go by, your coworker is definitely exaggerating. It's not 50 miles. It's more like 30. He's just lazy.
Okay.
You'll make it there in good time. You drive into Herbivore Lane. parking spots. Trees overhead, wisteria, ancient ginkgos, all their branches drooping down like arms to embrace you. Or serve as a diving pod for something else. Kit. How do you react when you see a pair of massive claws and open jaws approaching you from the sky?
I think I scream. I don't think I can prevent the screaming. When I see all of this, I actually return Millie's grip, and I have nails, so I kind of like dig my fingers into her as she's digging herself into me, and I just say, "What the fuck is that?" And I just like kind of like try and duck down and make myself small in the seat.
Your frantic shifting, thankfully, has gotten the raptor off you. It was young. It was its first time doing a dive bomb. He watches its tiny little wings flap furiously in the rain before it falls right on its back and gives a distress call. And then you hear the thump of another landing on the roof.
Good.
And you see the eye glow of several raptors nipping and biting at the wheels. Amy, the road begins to bump. You're so close.
Okay. We have one dinosaur on the roof. That is a flying dinosaur, right?
Microraptor. It appears that they
Okay.
communicated it interspeciesly. They're all working together. They're a mega pack, you could say.
Good. And then we have like velociraptors outside at the tires.
Utah raptor, if you want to be specific.
Okay.
You remember
Great.
giving facts about them, how they're the largest of the raptor species, and
Good.
you watch in your side mirror as one digs its teeth right into the wheel.
Okay. What the heck are we gonna do?
I can knock the one off the top if that'll help us go any faster.
All right. She's gonna turn back to Kit, I think, and say, "Climb up here and take the wheel. Hurry!" And then she is going to look at Luis and go, at least go look at the one on the roof and see what it's doing. And then she is going to take out her tranq gun and go to shoot the one that's biting into the tire.
Your shot is true. You aim right for that artery in the neck. You watch as it screeches in agony, gray scales turning a bright crimson, and it falls onto the road. Luis, are you attempting to dislodge the raptor from the roof?
Oh yeah, I've got a belt on one hand and the wine bottle opener in the other knuckles, and I'm gonna punch it in the neck if I gotta, maybe punch it in the thigh.
Make a conflict roll for me.
All right. We're at 4 candles now, if I understand.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful, that's 1.
I
One
rolled no
success.
successes. Describe for me how you use your weapon to dislodge this raptor and ultimately kill it.
With absolute focused rage and hatred for something bothering me. So if possible, with the wine bottle opener between his knuckles, I'd just love to sock this fucker in the eye. Because, fuck him a little bit. But you also see a look of glee on his face as he's able to not have to hold back. And you'll notice his punch is well formed. It seems he knows how to hit things.
That you do. The screech that comes from this raptor's mouth is eerily close to an infant's. High-pitched, wailing. Your cork as digs right into the skull. It probably enters the myometer, lining
Hopefully,
the skull.
yeah.
It flails, pulls back, its pursuit forgotten. But you lose your wine cork and the success.
I should have snapped its neck like a chicken.
It was about chicken-sized, if chickens had massive teeth.
That'd be fucked up.
Amy, your shot seems to have dissuaded the larger. However, as you're making your way across the bridge, just over to Seaway, a strike of lightning goes off, hitting the ground just feet from you. It's then you hear the loud cries and moans of a brontosaurus. Argentinosaurus, to be specific. It is terrified. Herbivores are not inherently predatory, they don't chase things down, but when they are running, they are a deadly force to be reckoned with. Now you're sharing a very thin, wood-made bridge with probably a 20-ton weight limit. You've got to move fast, or else this thing's going to come under you with this dinosaur. It glumps next to your side. You're halfway there. It is terrified. It is stampeding. Its tail lashes just feet above the roof. What are you doing?
How fast is the car moving right now, or is the car dead? We gotta get out of the car.
Where's it about 10 miles per hour? But compared to an 80-foot monstrosity, that's going to be a little difficult to outpace.
I think I'm gonna...
If we had 2 less people, would it be faster?
No. And she's gonna... I think she's actually gonna, like, turn to the side and go off the path and not go over the bridge if she doesn't think she can make it before that brontosaurus gets over it. Because she doesn't want to risk, like, the car falling off the bridge or something. So she's gonna like turn, make a really hard turn off the path and hope that the brontosaurus goes like the other way after the bridge, and then we'll see if the bridge is up or not. Figure that out after.
Your instincts are true. You swerve just as the brontosaurus swoonts. Opposite of swerving, clearly. You get off the bridge. You're safe. Until another velociraptor, hiding on the roof while its compatriot was stabbed, leaps into the middle of the car, right onto Louis's lap. Louis, you feel claws dig into your thighs as a horrible, menacing jaw nips at your ear. You can feel flesh begin to rip, blood begin to spill, and the cackles of a pack near approaching. They've scared off the brontosaurus, but they're on to you now. Make a conflict for me, Louis. How are you going to deal with this dinosaur?
Little smile comes over his face. He remembers just the night before even coming here, fighting in that basement underneath that bar that he found in the town they were staying at, and the one guy that tried to bite his ear during the fight. And so he has this little smile as he's trying to actually lean into fighting the dinosaur, not trying to get away. So he's just muttering like, "Yeah, you hollow fuck," as he's just like feeling the blood come down him. That is actually, we're still rolling 4, if I understand
Yes.
right. That is 2 successes, actually.
I rolled 4.
That's
Whoa!
I would like to burn my vice of violence.
Absolutely. How do you engage in that vice as you reroll?
I bite the dinosaur back. Little ear hole.
Christ.
I just try to dig in and really taste something old.
Reroll? I will also reroll.
That's 1 success.
I rolled 2 successes.
That's fine. How many things can I burn in a turn?
Only 1.
That's fair.
But for the sake of story, I am going to let you take the narrative reins. Describe for me as the car's weight is shifted by your battle. Tell me what your last moments look like as you fly out of the car flying one other direction, hitting the side of the road with all its passengers, as you find yourself in the middle of a pack of velociraptors.
And the flashes of the lightning as they fly from the car, it almost looks like a ballroom dance of sorts, as him and the raptor are actually trying to bite each other. They could almost look like they're embracing. And then as Luis hits the ground and realizes what's going on, he wishes his pants were a little more flexible. And then he lets the belt kind of unwind so the buckle's at like a length. And he just gets the smile on his face, because his brink is he gets happy. I mean, his moment, he'll find hope when the end is near. And this is obvious, the end is near. So he's terrified and loving that sensation of feeling so alive. Come at me, you dumb fucks. Just do it.
You have never felt more alive as their
Nah.
teeth dig into their flesh. hopping on you. Wolves on a bison. They take their feed. In the coming days, Lewis, they will not find your body. What they will find is your phone. A message recorded. Left for a loved one. It is all they will find of you. It is your last greatest adventure. And now it will play.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Did it beep? I don't know if I heard a beep. Anyway, it's me. It's Saturday again. Today I went to Crossroads for breakfast. Again. Caught a matinee. It was alright. I tried to buy some new pants, but none of them seemed quite right. I wish they could be a little more stretchy, I guess. I don't feel anything anymore, Mandolin. And I haven't for a while. I want to do something brave, something exciting. I want to get in a fight. I want to be afraid. But most of all, I want to feel my heart just one more time beat like it did that first evening I saw you. I'm a piece of shit, Mandolin. I always was. In my soul, I knew it. And you loved me anyway. I don't know why I keep paying to keep this number open. Hello? Did it beep? Probably didn't even record. Goddamn piece of fucking sh**.
Wow. Luis, your sacrifice will pave the way for other lives to not be snuffed out. As your candle goes out, we turn to the rest of the group. The raptors are raucous in their feasting, the snapping of sinews and bones, and Lewis's final screams and punches as he gives it his all. But your car is crashed. You're alive, but between the torn wheel and the engine starting to smoke, you don't have much left. But the aviary is well within foot distance. It's just that there's a massive body of water between you. One that even the other raptors, as they look up from their meals, mouths caked with blood, dare not approach. You've reached the Mosasaurus.
All right. Of course. This is what we're going to do. And Amy is going to put the trank gun on her back. How many shots do I have left in that? I've used 2, right?
You've used 2, yes.
Okay. So there's like 2 left. We had 4 total, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay. So trank gun on her back. She's going to pick up the dead raptor body that Luis first killed. And is going to kind of drag it with her to where the water is. And the idea is that she's going to throw this body somewhere, because there's a bunch of blood coming from it, like the opposite end of where they're planning on going in, and then having us swim across on the other side. That's my plan as of right now.
I gotta say, very ingenious that you thought to feed the monstrosity that swims in the water, but not to check for boats, because, you know, a creature that is 40 feet long and 10 tons needs medical attention, just as any other animal does. As you drag the body, blood flowing freely, to the water, you see an inflatable raft.
Oh, okay.
It's the medical raft. So the Mosasaurus should expect this. It's the same one that his keepers would come by and use. You remember your internship days where you were so excited to go out in the water and offer krill and dangle a whole shark above the waters for him to practice his tricks. It's scarier now when you're a food option.
Yeah, I'm going to basically do exactly what you're saying, like hold this body as if it were like one of the sharks that we feed it. And I'm gonna get everybody a signal. Okay, everybody get into the raft.
Millie scrambles into the raft and is like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I'm not waiting.
As long as I act like it's feeding time and I have other food, we should be okay, because you don't generally eat the hand that feeds you.
Okay. Is that all? Do we need to grab something, or is it gonna be happy
if
with
you
just that?
can, yeah. Are there other raptor dead bodies near us? Or they're all busy?
Yes, you would have to get very close.
No, never mind. We ain't gonna do that. All right.
Millie reaches like towards like any of her pockets or anything in like the robe pocket, and she's like, oh gosh, I don't have a granola bar. I don't think it would have liked that anyway.
I still have all of the beef jerky from when I was getting snacks for Princess. So I have all that beef jerky still. So I grab the bags of jerky and I pull them out and I like hand a couple to Millie. And I'm just like, I hope this will work.
Okay, that's good. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give it this, and then if we see that it's coming back for more, we're gonna start using that stuff sparingly. All right? We don't want to give it everything at once, because then the only other option is us.
Does
everyone understand?
Yeah. And is this just getting us across, or are we going down, or like where are we?
We're going across, and then right on the other side of this water is where the generator is.
Okay. And so we just get to the generator, and then we can call someone and get like a helicopter or a plane or something, right?
That's what I'm hoping for, but we'll see.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do.
You see this like little moment of like peace come over Millie, and she's just like, okay, we're almost there. This is fine. This is great, guys. This is really great. And just like is sitting in like gripping the seats of the inflatable raft.
Thankfully, someone built this before they took their day off. Amy, are you the one pushing this into the water, or is anyone else helping making the landing?
I never touched a boat in my life.
Millie's in the boat. She can like help push off with her hand, but that's about it.
You make your push off. The wind begins to pick up. You're nearing the eye of the storm, but you're also almost at the end of it. A few of Louis's dollars color the water, tainted with blood, and you push off into that dark pool.
All right, I'm gonna dangle the dead raptor body over the edge and wait until I see like some sort of shape, and then I'm gonna chuck the body as far as I can away from us into the
The pool
water.
itself is something of modern engineering. It is about 500 feet long, 1,000 meters deep. Mosasaur are nothing to slouch at, but you perform your practiced stance of dinner time, slapping the side of the raft with the body rather crudely. And you see a dark shape, and you know it's only the beginning. He's being polite, for now, offering his snout. You can watch as his jaw peaks and breaks the water. Thousands, not thousands, but rather many teeth lining it like a biological saw.
I
He's
lean
opening-
over to Millie, and I'm just like, this would be so cool if it wasn't so terrifying.
I know, I can't believe that we're actually missing this. Do you think it does actual tricks?
I don't know, but I'm gonna take a picture.
Okay, this is okay. Go for it. You got this one, girl.
No flash, Abby.
I was about to say.
Night mode on these phones is great, so.
Amy, you dangled the body above his mouth, open, waiting, so eager. strap it in, and with a resounding jump, he takes it and dives below the water. However, a 40-foot animal isn't going to notice the impact of its movement on other creatures. Your raft tilts, wobbles as waves sweep over you, all soaking you. And it seems fine until the aftershock of his tail slaps the bottom of the raft, tipping all three of you into the water.
Shit.
How dare you, Abby? How dare you say, oh no, there's a raft, it's gonna be fine, and then do that?
It's 10 candles, baby!
I would like to use my vice of overconfident, if it's possible, that if I see that the raft is tilting one way, Amy is actually going to swing her body weight around and jump out of the raft holding on to the side that's going up in the air so that it goes back to flat. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So then I would still be in the water, but they wouldn't.
Let's see if you can crawl back in the raft before movement instigates that predatory instinct.
What am I rolling? Am I rolling 4 or 3?
3. Lewis's candle went out, remember?
All right. One success.
I roll all 2s. I did not get a single success.
Okay, great.
As you push this raft, counteracting the aftershock of this dive, describe for us how you managed to get back in before you find your feet in the jaws of Earth's most dangerous marine reptile.
Okay, so the raft goes up. Amy immediately jumps out the other side, slams it back down before the girls can fall out. Sees that shadow underneath her, and she's going to reach across and rip some of the jerky out of whoever's closest to her hand. And as she like swings her legs, like her bottom half back into the raft, as soon as like she sees the mouth coming back up, she's gonna throw the jerky into its mouth.
That massive abyssal jaw swallows the jerky all up. But it remains open, waiting. A 40-foot animal needs a lot more than a bag of jerky and a micro-raptor. And this vehicle means food. Where is the food?
I am going to... I got 2 more shots left in this, so the mouth is open though?
Yes, he's waiting. It's his learned behavior. You don't want to disappoint him, do you?
I don't got any more food. Or is he gonna attack the raft and we should get out of the raft?
Okay, Amy, how does he eat live food, or is it all like frozen or dead?
Generally, we feed it dead things, right? You were saying dead shark?
He does, but there have been times where you've had to awkwardly stop a trick show in the middle of things because he went after seabirds.
Generally, both. The problem is he's gonna expect me to throw something in his mouth.
Wait, does he do tricks? Like, if you tell him to do a trick, wouldn't he be busy enough doing the trick that we could just scoot away, right?
He ain't Shamu.
Well, she just keeps gesturing the one trick thing that she learned. Like, tell him to do something, and then he'll go do a flip, and we can get out of here.
One, not my job.
Blinks dully.
Yeah, okay. This is what we're going to do. I'm about to piss him off. You two are going to swim the rest of the way. He's going to try and eat this raft. He's going to try and eat this raft.
Okay, so not in the
He knows that food comes from the raft. I'm gonna try and shoot this trank gun into his mouth and hope that hitting the inside of him is gonna get this stuff into his blood system faster. It's the best idea I got. Otherwise, he's going to eat the entire raft with all 3 of us on it.
Okay, great. Okay, wonderful. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And she's gonna level the trank gun and count down. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and then she's going to use, because this thing's huge, she's going to shoot 2 tranks into its mouth, basically hoping that because it's hitting the lining of its throat or whatever, that the tranquilizer is going to go into the bloodstream faster. This is what I got.
It's such a massive target, I'm not going to make you roll for that. It is a big abyss.
Very benevolent of you.
However, as you two dive into the water, there's enough tranquilizers in there to put down 40 elephants, so he's definitely getting drowsy. You watch that twitch of recognition. He's been hurt. And then
emotionally,
slow blinking in so many ways. The blinking of his eye. He's getting sleepy. But he also knows he's been wounded. Who's the last out of the raft? I'm curious.
I assume me, because the 2 girls, I told them to go as soon as I shot it.
Let me be a little more clear. Who's on which side of the raft? Who's nearest to the dinosaur, aside from Amy?
I assume I am, because Millie would have jumped first and as far away as possible. So, unfortunately, I think it's me.
Kit, you jump into the water gracefully. You're able to get through just fine. You just miss getting hit with a massive pectoral fin right over your head. Millie is not so lucky. Millie, you feel as you dive into the water, desperately paddling to the show front. You can see where that little curve of the pool is. You feel yourself being swept up by that foot, that massive fin, and thrown into the air. You land right next to his mouth, his eye blearily, sleepily, gazing at you.
Millie, startled by the impact of splashing back into the water, scrambles, starts to tread, and looks up to see the eye and makes a fist at it. And then slips down underneath the water to try to get away from where she can be seen.
Let me be clear, you are going into the water with an aquatic predator in hopes that you will not be seen.
Underneath the raft, like scooting to try to get to the underside.
Clever move. You slip under the raft, you're gripping it desperately. Are you holding your breath?
Yes.
He's getting sleepier, and the shadows all mold together. He lets out a groan as he begins to float up near the surface, the drowsiness starting to take him. That massive tail just missing you by inches. Your friends have made it to the shore. You could see them desperately climbing, slipping to the very top. Now you just have to get to them. Make a conflict roll for me.
Sure. Okay. This is 3, right? Because, yeah.
3. You still have 3.
2 6s and a 1. So that's 1 success.
I also rolled 2 successes. So what I'm going to do is that we are going to have a roll off. Whoever rolls the higher number will succeed. But as you're swimming, you've subdued the larger predator in this pool. The gates to the ocean have opened, and you see racing fins coming from his food pen. The sharks are out.
Not them!
Highest roll wins.
That's a 2.
I rolled a 4. Millie, what do your final moments look like? As these prehistoric sharks, their curled up jaws rasping toward you, rushing, and you feel pinpricks of teeth on your legs. What does it look like as we watch you fade and your candle goes out?
Millie had a brief moment of the briefest moment of relaxation watching as the larger of the dinosaurs just relaxed in the water and murmurs quickly, "Good boy," before she hears the splashing coming from behind her and can barely have a moment of a yelp or a scream before the bites pull her under. And where there was once a bright pink little kimono robe, there is nothing but red. And after a moment, the headband and the robe float to the top of the water.
What final message should they leave to the world?
Hey guys, it's me. I know it's been a really long time, and I wrote up an apology, and I just don't know how to say I'm sorry enough. All of the things that I said, all the things that I did, it was a different me, and I've changed, and we're going to come back, and we're going to bring nothing but good things. We've got a bunch of really great things coming to the channel soon. And so just keep a look on it, you know. XOXO, Millie. Love you guys.
That unreleased video is your last message to the world. It's the one they play on The Look as they talk about the bright legacy you left on the world. The joy, the positivity, the hashtag realness. But all that's left of Millie is a bloodstained headband floating at the top of a salt pool as prehistoric monsters consume her, leaving only a light. And that is where we're going to break. So stick around to see how our final girls will be surviving the park. Welcome back, park guests, to part 2 and our finale of Dino Crisis. Last we left off, 2 candles went out and 2 players are gone. I'm having feelings about this, not gonna lie. But as we watch dozens of fins jumping, leaping, swarming onto one another, as the sharks take their meal of Millie Francesca, video star, how do our last 2 survivors look as they witness this death?
I think Amy finally looks a little shaken. The 2 guys doing stupid shit, getting killed, didn't phase her as badly, but she had told Millie to get into the water and to swim, and so I think she feels really responsible this time for the death. So she's looking a little worse for wear this time.
You can't control nature, Amy. You tried, and look where it got you. You disrupted the chain of life here. What about you, kid?
Once we're finally safe on the shore and I see all of this happening, I think I just kind of break down a little bit. I kind of sit on the shore and I'm hugging my knees and kind of rocking back and forth, and I'm just I know I said that I would push Luis into a dinosaur, and I know that I said that I would throw Millie. I didn't. It was all just words, and I didn't actually want anything bad to happen to them. Oh my god.
Amy's gonna put her arms around Kit and kind of hold her a little bit and be like, I know you didn't mean any of that. They knew you didn't mean any of that. It's gonna be okay. We just have a little bit farther to get to the generator. We can do this, alright? Slow and steady.
Okay.
No sudden movements. Keep our voices down. We should be fine.
Slow and steady, no sudden movements. Sharks have gotten voracious in their feast. Enough to awaken your pet name for him. Prince, as his eyes open sloppily despite the sedatives. And you watch as his massive pectoral fin, the same one that launched your friend into the jaws of these opportunists, raises into the night sky and slams down on the sharks. They scatter. A few flop in the water helplessly, spines broken. Maybe it's a good sign. Maybe things up here will work out. But as he curls off into one corner of the pool to sleep, the rain begins to lighten up, and the aviary stands just 1 foot walk away from you. You're almost there.
I'm gonna try and kind of like help get Kit to her feet and make our way over to the generator. Slow, making no noise, and being extremely perceptive around me.
The sight and smell of blood have drawn the attention of anything that might have sought you as a meal. You can even see a few small pterosaurs floating above the carnage as you leave. Now you stand before the glass door, shattered, for Prehistoric Park's prehistoric aviary.
In this aviary, is there like a blocked off path that goes through it? Or is this like we are walking through a birdcage-esque situation?
It is like a greenhouse. As you walk in, you are greeted with even more foliage, hit with a sudden heat wave as you walk on through. For the most part, the greenhouse-like conditions have been preserved despite the storm. A few holes in the ceiling, shattered by either panic or weather, have opened up, but the heat has not dissipated. In fact, as you walk around, you see most of the aviary's residents have remained. Tiny little micro-pterosaurs, barely bigger than the palm of your hand, looking more like hamsters with wings than anything, screech at you as you go by, clearly expecting dinner.
Do we have any of that jerky left?
I mean, yeah, because you only threw Millie's. So, and I'll hold out some of mine.
Yeah, throw it away from us. Just keep scattering it.
It's
As far
like
as you can
seagulls,
chuck it.
Kit, as the meat doesn't even leave your hand before one of them leaps onto your arm to snatch it out. It's like seagulls, but with sharp teeth. Your fingers get nipped, but it doesn't break the skin. They're more eager that they're being fed. It's like when the visitors come through and throw them pellets, but this is far better.
Because I'm not worried about us like setting off a predator with running. I think we're gonna try and move through here faster, and just as Kit is like throwing out this food, like we're gonna try and scurry through here as quickly as possible. Because I'm not worried about setting off any predator instincts from these animals.
Like they could harm you. They're about, like I said, hamster-sized. You're able to make your way through the aviary pretty quickly. The marked pathway eventually leads you to the employee lounge, a door which leads to a ladder that goes up and up and up. And you can see that beacon of light still pinging, still alive. Your emergency radio is there. You just have to make the climb.
I am running up this thing.
You grasp the door, and it turns, unlocked. Someone must have panicked, right? And open to the rain-slicked ladder that will lead you up to the employee catwalks. Time to get a move on, girls.
Absolutely. Following behind, trying to go fast, but also not fast because I've not had the experience to climb these ladders. And also it's wet and slippery.
Of course. This climb is going to take a bit. This is a very large aviary. It was made for creatures about the size of a small airplane. As you make your climbs, tell me, do you dock? Are you lost in your thoughts, thinking about the family you left in the States? Or are you silent, contemplating if you're even going to make it out of this alive?
I think Amy is like holding her breath. It's kind of like one of those things where it's some high percentage that like the most car accidents happen when you're within short range of your home, because of the overconfidence. And so there's like that impending dread of we're not safe yet. but just a little bit farther and I'm gonna be. So she's like almost holding her breath and hyper focused on what she's doing because she knows that like if there's gonna be a fuck up, this is the moment where she's gonna fuck up.
What about you, Kat?
Yeah, I'm not talking. Are you kidding? Like those look, to get all the way over here, it was go quiet, go fast, but like not so fast, right? And I don't know why that should change now. There are flying dinosaurs. What's to say that like it won't hear us and come at us? I don't want to test fate any more than we already have, any more than I currently am. So no, I am just focusing on where my feet are going, where my hands are, at all times.
That focus serves you well. As you near the curve of the aviary, shaped like a giant half globe, your heads turn as you hear the beating of great wings coming near you, just out of sight. And then away. Something's outside, but it's not in here with you. Who's in front of the ladder? I'm curious. What's your marching order?
I assume
Amy's first.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
up first.
100%. I am not leading the way. I don't know where I'm going. Amy is in charge here. I am just following behind like a lost little puppy.
Amy's in charge. Amy, you expect a rung as you lift your hand up, only to meet air. What greets you at the top is that the catwalk has been torn, bent in half like a soda can, mangled. You could make a jump to reach the other side, but at this height, it's going to be fatal if you fail.
Okay. So I understand what's going on. I am on a ladder. I'm at the top, or there's more to go in the ladder?
The ladder has been ripped apart at the level at which you would reach the catwalk.
Okay, so what I'm trying to jump for is where, like, the landing is where the generator would be.
Yes.
How big is this gap?
Probably like 2-3 feet. Average climbing gym length.
Is there any kind of railing attached to it?
You know, there is. The metal is really bent and warped, but if you're willing to risk a little tetanus, you could make it.
Okay. Amy is going to... okay. Amy is going to take off... I think, like, actually, like, take off... Like, the only thing I have on me is, like, the hat and the fucking shirt. I guess she's gonna take off the hat that has, like, this thing on it, right?
Yeah, you're a pirate.
Yeah. So this rope thing that's attached to the hat, she is going to basically try and, like, attach her hat and this rope to, like, where she is seeing there is a like a railing. She's essentially gonna hope to God that she can, like, hook it at some point while she is jumping, so that if she misses, potentially this thing acts like a carabiner with a fucking rock climber. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yep. All right. I guess I'm jumping for it. Trying to use a hat like a carabiner.
You stretch. Amy, are you a tall woman?
Probably not. I never make tall characters. She's probably 5'5" at best.
So, your arm just long enough to get the hat hooked around the edge of the metal.
Okay.
You test it, you yank it. Seems like it can bear weight. It's military grade after all. You gonna commit and jump?
Yep. And I'm gonna look back at Kit and say, Alright, it's kind of a risky jump to get over here. If you don't want to make it after me, I understand. But you're gonna have to make the decision on if you want to stay on the ladder, if you want to go back down to the aviary, or you want to follow me. And then she's just gonna fucking go for it.
Amy, you are a trained wilderness personnel. You know exactly. You've trained for this your whole life. You make the leap. Your fingers scrabble. You can feel metal pinch at your skin, but not cut, not more slickness. You heave with every final breath and pray that that rope holds, and it does. And you throw yourself onto what remains of the catwalk at the top of the aviary.
Okay. Gave me a lot of anxiety. I'm like, if I get taken out from a jump and not a dinosaur, I swear. I'm gonna turn around once I get over there and situated. And alright, if you jump, I can do my best to try and catch you if you miss, but I can't guarantee it. You could potentially go down and stay in the aviary, but I also can't guarantee any predators are gonna get in there. It's all wrecked as shit.
Can you just lie to me? Can you just lie to me and tell me that everything is going to be okay? Like, please? Can you just lie to me?
Okay, it's all gonna be fine, sugar. Just leap on over.
Great. And I guess I'm gonna go because the other options don't feel great either.
Amy, do you help her at all? You know, offer a hand, just let her jump?
I am trying, like, if I can offer her the hat that I had used, like the rope thingy that I used potentially, but mainly it's if I see that she's gonna be short, I will try and grab her if possible.
Good thing that you do. Kit scrambles. She doesn't have the same training as you. She's never dealt with a life or death situation quite like this one. You grab her, pull her up, slipping, but you're all there.
Hey, look at you. Basically a trapeze artist. All right, let's go. And she's gonna head into where the generator is.
The way the catwalks are set up, they span the aviary's top. Walkways that can check windows, do washing. What leads to where the emergency radio is a ladder that opens up to the very tippy top. A little box. About the size of your average apartment bathroom. One more climb. Just one more climb.
Are we still outside? There's no, like, interior room before this? It's like we go up.
Yes, you are within this, like, glass globe that has a few holes in it, but it's mostly holding. But this is going to be in the outside.
Okay.
One last climb, and then you're going to go home.
And as I look at this ladder, does it seem like this one has any busted stuff at the top of it that I should know about before I start climbing up?
Not at all.
All right. I'm going to trust you, Abby. I'm going to start climbing.
Sounds like a really bad idea.
This little guy, Your Honor. The outer dome is smooth, but it has hand grips. This was the part of the park that was well designed. If something happened, they had to have a way to reach the outside world. Something that was guaranteed, even as the rain begins to fade. The eye of the storm flows over you both. You can see the moon. She's beginning to set, and the sun threatens to rise. You're so close. You've survived this night. You just have to make it up. As you're climbing the still, slick hand grips, wings beat above you. The moon goes dark. You hear a massive thump on the other side of the aviary dome. Footsteps. Pow, pow, pow. As they walk across. You expect something like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Maybe those velociraptors found their way back up. You see an eye glow. A story above your head, looking over where the bunker containing the radio is. And a beak that keeps going. As a Quetzalcoatlus has seen you both.
Okay. Is this okay? Is this
Perhaps
one of those?
seen is a poor word to use here. It smells you. It doesn't seem to have spotted you yet. You notice in the faint moonlight as it turns its head, one of its eyes has been gouged. Something has attacked it. Its sight seems to be compromised. It rubs at this point with one of its itty-bitty little claws at the edge of its wings. It heard you, but it hasn't seen you yet. How do you proceed?
I don't think I have anything. Did I have a flashlight still? I can't remember if I did or not.
Check your pockets. Yeah, well, hey, even or odd?
Even.
I rolled the 2. Even. You find
Okay.
your flashlight as this massive creature is sniffing around, blindly searching for you both. You reach for your pocket, your big old khaki pants with the pockets that can fit anything. Your flashlight's there. It survived the crash.
All right. I am going to throw the flashlight. Ideally on the other side of it. So it like, I'm trying to hit the dome, basically, right? I'm trying to make a big noise by throwing my flashlight not near us. To like draw its attention so it thinks that we're over there.
You throw. The glass has already been tempered by the storm. It cracks, it breaks, it shatters. That massive head blinks around, startling for its size, and begins to plod over, investigating this new sound. It's time to scramble.
Hurrying up as fast as I can.
Adrenaline is a fierce thing. It is one of the things that got our species to the point we are now. The ability to recognize danger and to push our bodies to their greatest extent. You get inside the building and slam the door behind you. You're inside metal walls. The rain has begun to return. You hear the gentle plink, 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 plink as it hits the tin roof. And before you is the radio, still on, a single light bulb swaying overhead. Now either you know how to work this thing,
I assume Amy does, because Amy works here.
Would I have been trained in how to use the radio?
you remember your trainings.
Okay.
Somewhat. It's a bunch of levers that you flick, right? What do? Describe some technical know-how for us.
I think, button masher instincts take over and I flip every single lever I see. Is that the correct answer? If one of them makes a noise that doesn't sound good, I turn it off. Keep going.
Thankfully for you, radios were designed for even the most simple of military men to use.
Great.
You flick switches, lights go on, a signal is attached. And then you can hear the crackle of a voice.
Hello? Hello? Who is this? Identify.
I'm Amy Leaf over here at a prehistoric park. We have lost all power to the park. And we got a lot of deaths on our hands. We're gonna need some backup immediately.
This is a private flight. I can get you through to the Coast Guard. I'll try it.
Wait, hold on. Are you close to the island?
He's cut off, just as he's about to answer your question if he's close to the island. The entire shed shakes. A dent forms in the roof. The Quetzalcoatlus is not an unintelligent animal. It knows that you're in there. it hears noises. And that beak is currently cracking through the roof. So you can see one terrible, unbloodied eye looking at the both of you.
Does it seem like this thing just took out the satellite?
You can hear the voice still warbling. It's been knocked out of your hand from the impact of this massive animal breaking down the roof. You can hear the questions, the frantic tone. It gives a low squawk and then reaches into the room. The saying fish in a barrel comes to mind. You've got to draw this thing away long enough to make a call, long enough for help to get here.
Is there anything sharp in this room?
Except for the metal that's cracking, probably not.
If you look around, Kit, you see an emergency kit. There's a Swiss Army knife as you rifle through it past bandages. You gonna go foot to foot with this thing?
I don't want to, but if it's close enough that I can see its eye, I would like to stab it in the eye.
The commotion is great. The beak reaches in once more, trying to fish out some food. It's almost reminiscent of a dog trying to get treats out of a toy, except it's your lives. Hey, Kit, roll 2 dice against my 8.
I don't want to.
I don't want to either. This is the game we're playing.
I don't believe you. So that's 0 successes, but there's a fun thing about me, and that it's that I am lucky. So I'd like to use my virtue of lucky to reroll.
Sweet. I rolled 6 successes, so that's a little terrifying. So describe to us how your virtue gets you out of harm's way as this thing reaches in to try and grab you.
Yeah, so I'm very lucky. I have been lucky in life in so many ways. I've just kind of found myself with the massive following that I have, not because I'm talented, but because the algorithm just picked me one day and here I am. I've managed to skate my way through life with no real discernible skills, just purely based on luck, it seems, and this is kind of no different. This giant beak comes down, and it aims down at the bottom, but like as it kind of like hits the floor, there's like a little stool or something in the side, and it manages to like clip the side of the stool, and it kind of like knocks it off a center. And when it does that, it actually knocks into me, which pushes me out of the way, so that I don't get eaten by this giant beak, which allows me a second chance at its eye.
All right. I'll reroll. You reroll. You've got a chance.
2 successes.
Let's see what my 8 dice give me. 1, a 1, 4, 5, 5, 6, 1. You did the fucking impossible.
Lucky baby!
Describe for us what it looks like as you stab into its eye and drive this creature away.
As I swing back around, so I get knocked back, and I kind of like swing back around as it's kind of taken aback by this stool and bumping into me and everything. And just like with this in my fist, I just ram it into its eye full. Like the blade is not very long, but it's long enough for this purpose. And it just like goes right into the middle of this eye, and you just get this, the sound is crazy because we are in a metallic room. So I think the whole thing reverberates, and it just, tinnitus, hello. And the blood just starts pouring out of this eye as this creature kind of repels. And I assume takes the knife with it, because I'm not going to be able to hold on when it reels back. And then I just kind of like fall back against the wall, and then I kind of like slide slowly down to the ground as I kind of just like the weight of what just happened like hits me because holy shit, I just did that. What the fuck?
You did just do that. Its head is stuck. It's blinded. It's panicking. It's screaming. This is 50 decibels. This is going to cause permanent hearing damage, but what's that compared to survival? Amy, you're doing your best to stay on the line as this chaos happens around you. That massive beak yanks out, a trail of blood following it. But so does the wall that Kit's leaning against. Kit, you're pulled once more into the storm. Wind blows in, Amy, taking over any voice you were hearing. Kit, you've got to regain your grip. Make another roll for me. One more.
Only 1 dice now?
2. You've got 2.
It's
You're still
two.
alive.
Okay. All right. No successes.
I'm gonna wait to see what Abby does. Otherwise, I'm gonna burn my virtue.
5 successes.
Yeah, I'm burning my virtue for bravery. So the second I see the wall falling out, I'm jumping for Kit to try and pull her in. So both of you re-roll. Abby, roll worse.
Trust me, I want to roll those. I would love to have some survivors. Like, games do not have to have concrete rules. Motherfucker, that's 3 successes. Please roll better than that.
I don't think we can.
I have
right?
2 dice.
You
How
have
would I
2
be able
dice?
to roll better than that?
Fuck.
Best case scenario, I'd roll 2. So
I don't get to roll 2 because I'm helping, do I?
You know what? Whoever, I will let you pick who survives in this case.
Oh.
I hate this. I hate this just as much as you two do.
Nah, I'm gonna be selfish. Sorry, I'm not gonna die.
No, that's fine.
What does it look like as we see Kit holding on? What is this act of selfishness appear?
Oof. I feel like I reach for her, and then the second I start to lose my footing, I'm not moving any farther.
Kit, what does this look like from your perspective? Hanging on the precipice before your candle goes out.
There's this really old movie that I'm sure Millie saw when it was in theaters. And it's called The Lion King. And not like the new one, but like the one from like way back. Sorry, you guys can't see Mir's face. It's great. Not the new live action one, but there was like an animated one. I can't look at Millie. I cannot look at Mir's face. There's this scene where one of the lions, his name is Mufasa. He's like the king. His brother, whose name is Scar, which like honestly weird name for a lion, right? Lets his brother fall. And while I don't think that Amy purposefully, Amy didn't push me, right? Amy just chose herself, which like fine, whatever, I get it. But it kind of is like that, where I'm gripping onto the side of these rocks. I am Mufasa, of course, and Amy is Scar, staring at me as I lose my grip and fall into the stampede of animals below me.
And stampeding they are. The storm has returned. That fall could have been survivable. You would have had broken ribs, probably in a wheelchair the rest of your life. But it's the startled animals, so much like that old movie you described, that are your end. It's quick. But your phone survives when they're looking for your bodies to repatriate to the United States. What's your final message to the world, Kit?
Hey, kitty cat. It's me, Kit. I am here at Prehistoric Park with no Wi-Fi, so I'm recording this in the past to post later once either the storm passes and the Wi-Fi comes back, or I get back to civilization or whatever. So I know you are all dying to know how I'm doing and how everything here is. But I think I need to be real for a second. So, being here and being around these creatures is really like, I don't know, like, there's no reason they should be here, right? And like, I have my skink, and like, you all remember my beardy, but like, I don't know, like, so there's millions of you who watch my videos every day, and like, I love each and every one of you, but like, do you ever wonder if there's more to life than like spending money and like lip syncing to like the latest song or like dancing or whatever while we wait for the inevitable heat death of the universe? Like, I don't know. It all seems kind of shallow, right? And like, they say that like beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but like, that means that beauty by nature has no value unless we as people give it value. Like, okay, like think about flowers, right? Like, flowers, gorgeous, beautiful, smell great, awesome, wonderful. Like, do you remember every single flower that's ever died? Every like bouquet of flowers that you've ever gotten just like wilted, died? No. And like, I'm not pretty in the same way a flower is pretty, so like, why would anybody remember me? Or like trees, right? Like, live forever, tall, gorgeous. Oh my god, I love them. Do you remember every tree that's ever like withered, fallen down in a storm, died? No. And like, I don't have like the lifespan or the resiliency of a tree. So like, why would it be any different for me? Like, I know that people still talk about the Roman Empire, but like, how many empires have fallen that they don't talk about anymore? How many islands have like sunk beneath the ocean? And like, I'm not either of those things. And like, I don't know, when you get to this point, like, people always tell you what you want to hear, right? That you're pretty, that you're funny, that you're nice, whatever. But like, do you ever wish for just like cold, objective truth? Like, honestly, like, every piece of truth that I've ever been told has been an intentional lie, or an unintentional lie, or some product of human bias that was formed with the help of some data on some poorly made graph. Everything you've ever been told has been from a human with their own opinions and agendas that they just try to defend. It's funny if you think about it. Truth is an inherently human concept, but we are the worst at being truthful. And at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, I will be forgotten. Just like everybody else. Wow, sorry, that video got dark. Oh man, I think I need a snack and a little nap. So I'm gonna go take care of that, and I will catch you all later. And I may be talking to nobody because I might never even post this. Seems a little off-brand, huh? Yeah. Okay.
It does get posted, Kit. It gets posted to every national newsline, every station, as they decry the crimes of Prehistoric Park, the senseless deaths, those who go unanswered for the crimes they committed against nature, against people. against you. Your mother, who never really got the whole social media thing, can be grateful for it for once. Watching all those silly cosplay TikToks, you dancing and lip syncing. You won't be forgotten. At least not by her. Not for a while. But alas, we must cut back to the present. Our camera focuses on Amy, in silence. The only sound the rain and the agonized cries of the Quetzalcoatlus as it storms in blind anger. Amy, do you think you're worthy of survival?
I think at this point, she's not thinking about her own survival as much as she wants the people who did this to pay. So it's more like she needs to survive so that she can tell about all the illegal shit that was going on. That all the safety measures were BS, that like it took one little storm to get everybody on this island killed. So I don't.
It's a powerful motivator.
Yep.
You listen outside for a moment, the stampede caused by the sudden sounds, the storm returning. It's gone down a little bit. The animals are restless still, save for a sharp thump. Could be a fire, but then you hear it again. Until you hear footsteps, finely made boots. Clump, clump, clump. And then a polite knock at the door. Lee? You in there?
What the hell? And she's gonna open the door.
You see none other than Florence Hammond, owner of Prehistoric Park. Her perfect makeup running. Her hair in disarray. A magnum pistol at her hip. Can I come in? I mean, you gotta let me in. It's just those things out there. I got them away. I still got two. Just. Are the Coast Guard coming?
I haven't been able to get through yet.
The radio on the floor crackles.
I am going to pick up the radio without turning my back to her.
What do you hear on the other side of the radio? What do you hope to hear?
Hoping to hear that person who said that they were gonna contact the Coast Guard for me.
What the fuck was all that? Was that a dinosaur?
Yeah, there's lots of dinosaurs. Did you contact the Coast Guard?
Yeah. They're sending the government, I think. They said something about the seals.
Alright, good.
They said sit tight. I can stay on the phone with you if you like.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Specifically, they asked her, is a Florence Heyman?
She is. And I basically do that thing where you swing the radio from a cord.
She takes it. Her smile still picturesque despite the ruined makeup. Sure thing. Who am I speaking to? And the conversation goes on. Amy. Can you make a roll for me? Just a roll.
Yep. One success.
One success. That's better.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I only have one die right now, right?
Yes, you only have one die, but we'll count that success.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. I like that. I like these rules.
So make that one last roll for me. And
okay.
It just takes that little movement. You go over to hand the radio to her, that radiant smile. She's put her gun away, but you didn't check the other hand, the one that is not outstretched. It catches you in the waist, punching you. With 4 successes,
Whew.
Florence has shoved you to the ground. and has a knife to your throat. No one is going to hear about this. You think you're clever, don't you, you little fucking snitch? I'm gonna make sure that nobody knows. What are your final thoughts as she takes that knife and drives it into your throat 17 times?
Okay. I have one last thing I can try, which is my brink. And my brink is, I've seen how much you hate this job. So as she goes to slit my throat, I'm gonna make a whistle that signifies to the flying dinosaurs that it's dinner time. So if this bitch is gonna kill me, she's going out too.
I'll take it. What does it look like as our blinded, angry Kets breaks through and kills both of you?
I think Florence has the knife to Amy's throat, and she whistles and then just starts laughing. You ain't getting out of here either, bitch. Everybody's gonna see what happened.
What are you on about? You get the pleasure of watching her face distort into shock as a beak stabs through her abdomen. Watching as she is lifted above you. Watching as she is tossed around like a salmon and down the gullet of this massive prehistoric animal. You face the end bravely. The sun begins to rise. As this animal, the creature that you dedicated your life getting to work with, getting to live with, makes you its final meal. You're picked up, tossed about in the same manner as your foe was, and devoured. Amy, what are your final thoughts before you leave this earth and your candle goes out?
I think she's just kind of like thinking, like, serves me right for thinking I could control these beasts. I'm no god. I think, like, before she actually, like, gets tossed around, she's gonna take the knife and finish herself off, so she doesn't have to go through, like, the torment of being, like, tortured and played with for food.
Good choice. Its crop is full. You cut your own throat. It tosses you about, bones snap, but you can't feel them anymore as it takes flight into the rising sun, where the sound of humming helicopters can be heard. They do not find your body, Amy, but they do find a message left in your office, a memory. What is that final message?
It is her interview to get into this job, get this position. And it's like a message, I think, that was left on Florence's answering machine, where she's saying, you know, Florence, I've been thinking about that question you asked about why you should hire me. And I could tell you because of my paleontology degree from Yale University. I could say because I worked at many lion sanctuaries and I have a lot of experience with predators. But the real reason you're gonna hire me and you're gonna pay me a lot of money is because when shit hits the fan, I'm the one you're gonna want around.
That is the voice call that is played in the trial at your memorial by the protesters who seek justice for you in the end. Florence will not answer for her crimes, not in the traditional sense. But this park is never going to see the light of day. You were right about one thing, Amy Lee. You can't control nature. Neither could Florence for all her money. Neither could any of you. As the Navy, the U.S. military, Chilean forces enter, looking for any sign of survivors. The park is empty, save for the large sauropods who were executed but everything else has vanished. Who knows what new world we'll be facing? We once ruled it, but now the order has changed. And as that final candle goes out, it wasn't just for Amy, but for the rule of humanity as well. And that is where our game will end. I want to thank my players for letting me kill them so brutally. Oh my god, I feel so bad about it. Y'all were amazing sports. And to Northwolf, our producer, who, oh my god, turned this into a cinematic experience. And most importantly, to you, our audience. We would not have been able to put this production together if it wasn't for your support, your viewership. Oh my god, just thank you.